Okay, welcome. This is my unboxing video for the Direnzo DRZ04 Mondial. And it finally got here after about 3 months of waiting after the pre-orders, which was about March 20th. And today is April, well, yeah, still April 16th. No, sorry, June 16th. And and this thing arrived fast. Sergio over at, of course, from Direnzo, said a couple of weeks ago or so, the update was basically, yeah, expect the 14th, or about 2 weeks into June for the uh, products to start shipping. And it was June 14th, and today is the 16th. So, yeah, went out and it came in basically within 2 days. So that was really fast, fastest I've ever had it. Via FedEx, if that matters. Anyways, it has been technically, actually I had unboxed it at my earlier, but we're gonna do it right now. And well, there was a brown box, cardboard box, pretty plain, just the postage and all the address. I didn't want to show that. Get to the nitty gritty. So this was basically wrapped in some bubble wrap and a thank you note from Direnzo. This postcard, the classic race cars. That's basically what that says on the back. And basically you get this. I guess it should be like that. And it's textured, I guess it's consider this like linen or something. Textured box, black. Kind of ghosted the Direnzo logo. And it just slides open like this. And this is basically what you get inside. And actually, here, you got some extra stuff here. Here's the booklet for the Mondial. You can see the design right here. Congratulations, it's a great pleasure that we present you the DRZ04, a stylish timepiece born from a passion of modern design and assembled in Switzerland in an atelier specialized in high-end watches. This is a watch built to last. Well, I certainly hope so. And basic warranty, water resistance, 10 ATM. It says it's suitable for swimming, snorkeling, sailing, and water sports. However, this watch is not suitable for diving. Okay, well, nothing hard. It says only 100 meters, 10 ATM, 100 meters water resistance. And this has basically got a is it Salida? I don't think he's using a ETA. I think it's the Salida S200 if I'm not mistaken. But you can check the website. But so you just have a date. Basic thing. I mean, if you know your automatic watches, that's pretty straightforward. Just Direnzo logo inside. So you get a nice embroidered patch. Very cool. And set that aside. And this kind of canvas watch roll. Pretty cool. It's got this blue suede. I'll try to get you a better angle on that. Is it suede? Kind of. It feels like kind of like suede logo. And international warranty card. Anyways, I guess basically from the time that they shipped out is when they marked it, not from when you actually bought it 3 months ago. That would kind of defeat the purpose. You lose 3 months that way. And it's good within 2 years. If it develops any mechanical fault as a result of normal use, they will take care of it. I trust that they will. It seems like Direnzo has been pretty good about, customer contact and relations and getting feedback and all that stuff. All micro brands should be like that. And we got more Direnzo swag. It's actually a gold like lapel pin or tie pin. I guess you could use it for either or. Very cool. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think that's it in here. This is the extra clasp that Direnzo or Sergio mentioned that he and also some previewers have mentioned in their videos that because the watch has a butterfly clasp and limited adjustability because there's really no micro adjust. You'll see this in a moment. He gave you extra folding clasp like this to replace it with if you need to with micro adjust. So you have that option, which is very cool. I don't know. I will take a look at this, but I am hoping that I can get this to work as is because let's just take it out. I did unbox this already. I'll put back some of the stickers, but we'll peel that one off the dial and the one off the back. It's kind of messy anyways. And there you go. Can you focus? There you go. Bam. Finally, it's here. Nice brushing. I'll get to a full review of this later. I usually try to give my watch a good run for probably at least 2 weeks just to really let it settle in and get a good idea of how it is to have it instead of just a couple of days or even a week. And you probably get the gist of it, but I think to get a even more honest and experience-filled review, you should probably spend more time with the watch to really get that right. So yeah, beautiful, lovely dial. It's clean. Let me see if I can sit on it. Yeah, these are just stickers. It's gonna wipe it clean a little, but yeah, no problem with anything the ordinary. I think actually there is one thing I just spotted, and you might see it too. I can brighten it up a little bit. Right there. It's not a deal breaker since most angles you probably won't see it anyways. I think there is one slight thing on the date wheel. So one thing, the date wheel wasn't centered in here. It was a little bit lower on the pre-production models, riding closer to the bottom, and I believe he said he'd adjust that. And let me see if I can get the right angle. There we go. And it is centered now in there, which is good. So that's good. Like the height is actually right where it should be in the middle. He said he improved the loom, like probably added some more layers of it. And I'll get to something in a second. And that's pretty much it. What I noticed in the pre-production, I guess, videos that you might have seen a couple months ago was maybe the printing wasn't completely opaque or clean. I could kind of see through some parts of it, or it wasn't like the best printing I thought on the examples that I saw, and from what I can tell it looks good now. And also there were some on the applied indices, there were some like little, I don't know, little flash or sprue or something, it looks like it was maybe cut out from that was left on some of these markers. Like I think it was the 7 o'clock one in the video, something like that, or was it over on this side? I forget. But there was something I noticed. I was like, what's that little thing that's sticking out? It's not on these. It's just these are clean and well done. But that's that nice, cool, smooth, I guess concave. Is it convex? No, it's concave or bowl-shaped dial. It just curves down right on the edges. You can clearly see that. I did give it a wind earlier. I do need to set the time. I'll do that later. And here's the bracelet. Let me see if I can. And it's a butterfly clasp. As you can see here. It'll probably run out freely without all the stickers. It's got a little bit of perlage work, as it was in the pre-production. Signed at the end here, Direnzo. And yeah, so if you don't get enough, because there are no half links, so if you can't find the right fit on this, then you have to resort to this clasp here. Focus, there we go. Let me just put this together real quickly again. I'm trying to imagine stickers in the way. Focus. If I guess you would put it this way, right? It opens up. Yeah, opens up like so. So you'd maybe on this side. Just trying to imagine. Is it? Well, you can see the piece here. So the clasp would be a little bit wider than this part of the bracelet. Not a big deal, but make it work. But definitely will try and make the butterfly, because this is a cleaner look for something like this to come through and, you know, keep it like this without it being interrupted by a kind of a, it's not super big, but it is, you know, bigger, obviously. And here's the case back. Got the Direnzo logo in red. It's got a little bit of striping, but overall, not a whole lot of decoration, but it works. I wonder if I can spot. Let's open this up and find out. I can't see from this side. Just wanted to confirm the move. I'm pretty sure it's basically Salida movement. I think it says, I think I see SW 220. It's in the shadows from here, you can't really see it. But I can kind of make it out, but awfully small. Anyways, I definitely see a SW, so it's a Salida movement, but no big deal. They've always worked fine for me, and here it is. These are not numbered. That's right. And the articulation on this, you got to remove this because this kind of keeps it from bending down here. But see, got good female links and drops down pretty well. This is not keeping it from. You can see that. So yeah, it doesn't protrude that much at all. And for an integrated bracelet, sometimes having that first link or so coming out doesn't quite articulate as much as you'd like. I've seen some where they still have like maybe not even a full link. It's like another in between piece or something that still only can like bend down like this much, and so you get a bit of space and protrusion, but this won't be an issue. I was gonna say, might as well call it out. I do see a slight imperfection in the dial, unfortunately. Is it a deal breaker? I think overall, for now, I can live with it, but it's right at the date window at the top. You can see that right there. See how it's dark right there? I should probably take a picture of this if I can hold my hand steady enough. Did I even get that? You gotta do it when it's on the table instead of, because I have to hold it just outside of my camera, And at this range, or how I'm positioned, it's kind of tricky. Let's see if I just took some snapshots while I was videoing. But overall, pretty good. Other than that, no, for the most part, don't really notice it too badly. Except for when I like look at an angle, but well, we'll see what Mr. Direnzo says about that. I really don't want to have to send this back and wait again just for that little speck there. I'm not sure that really bugs me that much right now, but we'll see. What else is there? Oh, today I'm wearing my Prospects from Seiko Mini Tuna, or Baby Tuna, whatever you want to call it. This is the FRPF 81K1, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't get that wrong. It's like the 43mm one. Very good watch. Probably the best size for a reduced tuna. 43, and it's basically got the same look to look. This is the full size actually works pretty darn good already, but this is even better, especially if you got like a wrist size that's less than 7 inches. This is wears almost more like practically almost like more like a 40 on wrist. But anyways, and this actually will kind of wear a little bit larger than this is a 40 case, but then because of the integrated bracelet, and it's generally they get kind of wider on the lugs like this, I think, or they can, you know. This is actually somewhat tapered. I've seen some that have been even wider, and it can look kind of funky. But the thing that I want to look at, I was worried about or had concerns about, is how it fits on my wrist. And because I've had some other watches with basically the same dimensions, but if it's very straight and only tapers or curves down towards almost at the end, it could look like it's plateauing or just hovering off the edges of my wrist. This is actually fine. I've seen some that it really looks like something straight, not this exaggerated, but you get more of that flat bottom surface or edge coming out, and then it kind of quickly tapers. I'll mention that on my my NTH sub. I have many, but then I just only recently realized or accepted that, you know what, that's maybe not the best fit for my personal wrist. But look, the main thing is actually on this side, because my wrist kind of gets more lean on this part, just right past this wrist bone, so that can kind of make it look like it's hanging a bit more than usual. But this is actually not too bad. And if I can get the front angle, I see, am I backed up? All right, you can hopefully see. It's not too bad. I think this will work, because for me, I usually place the strap almost right about the middle of my wrist bone. That's usually the best spot for me on most watches. So yeah, and the front is good too. Like the gap or whatever that could be here, it's pretty minimal. I can work with that. Yeah, so all I'm gonna do is set the correct time and start. I usually will start recording and keeping updates on the timekeeping and the accuracy, and we'll see how that goes over the course of at least a week, maybe probably more. And I'll just say, when I size the bracelets, what I do is, and I should do this in a video on my watch rituals and maybe tips or something. But when sizing a new watch, the bracelet, it can be a bit of hit or miss as you're trying to dial it in. The other thing too is, and about your wrist expanding and shrinking, that could affect the ultimate fitment, right? So how do you know what your wrist is, right? So it's not dirty, it's just I'm wearing my watch, and I have gloves, so then this part tans more at work. Anyways, how do you know how to size it for your wrist so that you know it's a good fit? You don't have to wear it and then come back later and find out that it's either too loose or too tight because your wrist was either swollen or shrunken, depending. It wasn't matched up on the optimum sizing of the bracelet. So how do you know, right? Well, what I do is, because a lot of my watches I've already honed in on the bracelet size that's best to fit without any adjustments, really. I try not to fiddle with it. Most of my watches don't have any on-the-fly adjustments and inside the clasp like you might see on some models. I usually rely on this to fine-tune it, or links, either way, depending on the watch. And so since I know what my other watches are that I size already, what I do is I just check the feel of it on wrist. So I get the watch that I know on the bracelet, that I know how it's fitting on my wrist, like does it feel tight, does it feel too loose? Then I know at that moment to try and match that feeling with the new watch I'm trying to size. So then it'll feel just like, how tight or loose it is, like how my other watches that I might have. Not, it doesn't work with a strap, obviously. I should do it with a bracelet. But whatever this feels like, imagine on a bracelet. If it's too tight or loose, whatever it is, try to match that feeling on the new one. And then you'll probably have gotten the best sizing that compensates or is a good balance for when your wrist is swollen or shrunken. Like it's right in the spot where you don't really need to mess with micro adjustments. You can bear with a little bit of tightness or a little bit of looseness from time to time, but basically it's at the best possible size for your wrist in either case. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's what I would do to quickly size it so that I don't do the guesswork now and then I wear it like say overnight or the next day or something, and then I realize, wait a minute, it's too tight or it's too loose. Then I go back in, take the links out, make sure hopefully like which one do I take it from, because usually it's rarely that you get the even amount, at least for me, on both sides. So I usually try to take out more on this side versus on this side, because I like the center of the clasp to sit on a particular spot right here on the wrist. But anyways, so you wouldn't have to do that again. You can, if you do it right by just cross-checking an existing watch that with a bracelet for how it's feeling and fitting on the wrist at the time that you're trying to adjust a new one, then this should match up exactly with, more or less, with your other current bracelet watches, and you get it on the first try and you can just continue wearing it. At least that's how I do it. So that's about it. It's getting kind of long. That's all that comes with. Be sure to watch my Instagram at ChronoCraze. It's the same as this channel's name, and if you follow any of the some of the Facebook watch groups, you know my stuff, then you'll probably see this for a while. So that's about it. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. All right, cool. Laters. Okay, just wanted to give a quick update. So I sized this Direnzo, and so far, usually I try to get the clasp right in the middle of my wrist, where it runs right down the middle. Sorry, my phone's on it. Right, you can see like the line of the palm and right about here. And anyways, with that in mind, It ended up being about two links each on either side, and I cross-referenced that with existing watch, as in 104, and because I know what I set this watch to. It has a clasp, but it doesn't matter. I just know the fitment of this works because I never adjust I rarely adjust the micro adjust once I set it. I set it to be just loose enough when my wrist is maybe at its most shrunken, I guess, and just tight enough when it's at its most swollen, so that's never really too discomforting, if at all. And so let me just show you something real quick. Okay, so as a baseline measurement, this is how I have it set. It has so much looseness, and like if I shake my wrist, it can kind of drop down right below my wrist bone like that. Sometimes it can slightly roll over. That's kind of how I might gauge the looseness of it, and how it just kind of wiggles back down. So that kind of play, I know that should be sufficient and fine for the Direnzo, the new watch. So let me show you this. Okay, first, so I try to get this part centered, right? So this is basically well placed, centered on top of the wrist, and on the bottom, this is basically where it should be for my, at least for butterfly, where the two sides link and meet right here, right at the buoyant buttons. And so you can see the looseness. Check this out. So see, it kind of ends up in about the same place, even slight, ever so slight roll over to the back side, I guess, over this way, and shake it down. So yeah, so see, that's about the same amount of slack or play as the Zen 104. So I'm pretty sure this is set right. I don't think I'll have much trouble. I'm going to give it a test run tomorrow throughout my day and see how it holds up. Notice it either being too loose or somehow being too tight. But if it's anything like this, it should be just fine. So that's how I adjust new bracelets off of a new watch. Just use an existing bracelet watch that you have, that you know is set right. Then you can kind of gauge how it feels, and then you know if you can get the new one to match that feeling and kind of looseness or tightness, then it should all work out. That's pretty much it. All right, time to set the time and date and hit the sack and start my day. So look out for more photos and watch you strap in. Well, actually, I can't really change straps, at least not until if Direnzo makes interchangeable strap options. Which at the very beginning, when I talked to him about this, you think he was working on at least a leather option, and I think she should do a rubber one too. She should do both. I think it'll look great, and I don't see why you couldn't. All you got to do is just use this center link, and then swap out the bracelet for a rubber or a leather strap, right? Easy queasy, squeezy, measly. Anyways, that's about it. So catch you in the next. Thanks, bye.